St. Patrick's Day is one of my favorite food holidays of the year, and in this episode, part 2 of a 3-part series, we've got Reuben Pastry Appetizers, 1001 Island dipping sauce, and an amazing Bailey's Irish cream cake. You're gonna love it. Hey guys, welcome to another episode of All American Cooking. I am Michael Allen. This is part 2 of a 3-part series that dives deep into my St. Patrick's Day feast. It's one of my favorite food holidays of the year. In this episode, we're going to go over our Reuben Appetizer. I've got one of my 3 different corned beefs that I made for this holiday. We're going to take the corned beef with some sauerkraut, some Gruyere cheese, roll it up into a puff pastry, bake it. It's going to be fantastic. Got 1001 Island dipping sauce that goes with it, a little zesty sauce. You're going to absolutely love it. But first, we need to make our dessert. So let's start off with our Bailey's Irish cream cake. Enjoy. This is a very simple cake recipe. You don't need to be a professional baker, but the first thing we need is a bundt pan that's greased and floured, and I like to use this. Of course, I'm not sponsored, but this is a fantastic product. It's got the flour already in it, so you just simply spray your bundt pan thoroughly so that nothing sticks. It should look something like this when you're done. So this is a Bailey's Irish cream cake. Of course, we're going to have Bailey's Irish cream. Do not substitute, trust me. You want the Bailey's, spend the money. We're also going to have 1 package of yellow cake mix, 1 package of chocolate instant pudding. We got 4 eggs at room temperature, 1/2 cup of our Bailey's Irish cream. We have 1 cup of semi-sweet chocolate morsels, but we're going to add those at the end. We have 1/4 cup of regular sugar. We have 3/4 cup of water and 3/4 cup of oil. My oven is preheated to 350 degrees. All of these ingredients, except for the chocolate chips, will go into a stand mixer on medium speed for about 5 minutes until your batter looks something like this. Now we're going to scrape down the sides, and we're going to add in the chocolate chips and mix those around before pouring it into the bundt pan. Now, if you're like me, you like to give the batter a little bit of a taste. Do not let the kids have this because, of course, it's got alcohol in it. And if you're not afraid of the raw eggs, go ahead and give it a taste. Oh my God, it's so delicious. So now this kid's going to go into a 350-degree oven for 1 hour or until a toothpick comes out clean. So here's the first corned beef. You didn't see me cook this one, but this was a store-bought corned beef, about 2.5 pounds. I seared it on both sides in a Dutch oven over high heat before adding the seasoning packet mix and 1 bottle of Killian's Irish Red beer. Then the whole thing went into the oven at 250 degrees for 2.5 hours. You see how it's just falling apart. It's absolutely beautiful. So let's get it out of this pot and onto our cutting board to make our Reuben appetizer rolls. No knife or slicing needed here with gloved hands. We're just going to pull this beef brisket apart, kind of like a pulled pork or a pulled beef. Just break it up into small pieces and put it into a bowl. This is going to be the first step for our Reuben rolls. The next step is to take some sauerkraut. Of course, not sponsored, but Frank's sauerkraut is the best. We're going to pour that into a strainer over a bowl to get most of the liquid out. We don't want the liquid in there. We just want that beautiful, tangy sauerkraut. So that's going to sit there and drain for a few minutes before we add it to our corned beef. So now you see, I realized I needed a bigger bowl. I've got my sauerkraut and my corned beef well combined. And we're going to add to that some Gruyere cheese. Gruyere is just fancy, good quality Swiss cheese. As you can see here on the label, it comes from Switzerland. So I'm going to grate about half of this block into this mixture. I'm going to use my microplane for this. If you don't have a microplane, a regular cheese grater will do if you got the smallest holes possible. We want really small grate in this. That helps to incorporate it throughout and helps it to melt better for our Reuben rolls. So that half a block of cheese yielded about half a cup of cheese. So now we don't want to add any salt to this because the cheese is salty, the corned beef is salty, so I'm just going to crack about a half teaspoon of black pepper into this, and we're going to mix everything thoroughly to combine. So for this, I'm using puff pastry dough. I thawed it out in the fridge overnight. It's still nice and cold. We want to flour our work surface, get a little bit of flour on the puff pastry, and we're going to roll it out to get a little bigger and a little bit thinner, and then we're going to cut it into large triangles in order to form our little rolls. Make sure you flour your rolling pin, also known as the husband basher, for you ladies out there. And again, we're just going to kind of roll it out so it's a little bigger and a little thinner, and then we'll cut. So I've cut my pastry dough into triangles, and we're going to go ahead and we're going to take about a tablespoon or so of our filling, place it on the fat end of the triangle, and we're just going to kind of roll it up. Tuck the sides in a little bit as you roll. There you go. And then just roll it right up. If you need to use a little bit of water, wet your fingers and dab the end so that it sticks. And onto a sheet tray with a piece of parchment paper. Everything goes. Now these are going to get a little egg wash. This is just one beaten egg with a little bit of water. We're going to brush these kids, and they're going to go into a 400-degree oven for about 20 minutes or so. So while the pastries are in the oven, let's make the 1001 Island dipping sauce. I've got about a quarter cup of diced pickle there. To that, we're going to add about a quarter cup or so of Kewpie Japanese mayo, my favorite, but any mayo will do. Next up, we're going to add about the same amount of good old-fashioned ketchup. Again, I don't measure very well, but we're about a quarter cup or so. Now, I'm not sponsored, but Coop's is my favorite, and this is a Coop's horseradish mustard. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to add maybe about 2 tablespoons of this, a tablespoon and a half or so. Come on out of there. Let's go, guy. There we go. And again, not pimping any brands, but Coop's makes a Dijon mustard that's fantastic. You can use Grey Poupon or whatever you want. Going to go about a tablespoon of that. And then I've got some prepared horseradish. I'm going to add about a tablespoon of that. And to give this a little more heat, besides the horseradish zest, we've got some sriracha. We're just going to squirt about a half a tablespoon in there. Looks good to me. And as always, every sauce that I make gets a little pinch of kosher salt and a few grinds of some black pepper. And now we just give it a good mix. Combine everything thoroughly. Make sure the pickle is well distributed throughout. Make sure you have no discoloration. It should all be a lovely orangish color. Looks kind of like Thousand Island dressing when it's all said and done. And after about 20 minutes, here come our kids. Take a look. See how the egg wash gave it a beautiful browning on the top? They are nice and crispy on the outside. Oh, that is absolutely gorgeous. So let's go ahead and plate these kids up. All right, let's give these a try here. These gorgeous little Reuben rolls, Reuben pastries, whatever you want to call them, the 1001 Island dressing. Oh, God, it smells so good. Okay. The sauce really makes it. The cheese, the sauerkraut, you get that little tang from the sauerkraut. The corned beef. This is fantastic. Best appetizer ever. Don't eat boring food. Make this at home. So back to our cake, which was in the oven for 1 hour. As soon as it came out, I removed it from the bundt pan, and it's been sitting on a plate on a cake dish cooling. So now it's time to make the glaze for the cake. I've got 1/2 cup of powdered sugar. To that, we are going to add 1/2 cup of Bailey's Irish cream. And then I'm using a whisk. You can use a whisk. You can use a hand blender, whatever you want. But basically, we just want to combine this, mix it together thoroughly so that there are no lumps. So here is our beautiful cake. It is completely cooled, so now we want to spoon this beautiful velvety sauce over the top. You don't want to just pour it all on at once. You want to do it slowly to allow the cake to absorb it. It's going to form a nice pool in the middle. It's going to soak into that cake. So take your time and give it a good glaze, spoonful by spoonful. And now our cake is glazed beautifully. It's time to cut a slice and give this kid a try. So let's give this cake a try, this gorgeous Bailey's Irish cream cake with that Bailey's and powdered sugar glaze. Oh, this cake is so moist. What a beautiful texture. I mean, just look at that. That is a gorgeous texture. A little bit chocolatey, the Bailey's glaze. I mean, it's remarkable. It's the perfect dessert after this amazing meal. Oh, one more bite. I have to do one more bite. It's just that good. It's so rich and delicious. Oh. Please make this. Please. Trust me, you want to. Oh, it's so good. And there you go, kids. Beautiful appetizer for your St. Patrick's Day feast. Delicious dessert. Make sure you check out episode 3, where we're going to do the corned beef 3 different ways, and I think you're going to love it. So thanks for watching. Don't eat boring food. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Please subscribe to my channel so that way you know when I put out new videos. Click that little notification bell. It means I'm coming to you. You don't have to go searching for me. It means I'm right there when you bring up YouTube. So thanks again, and we'll see you next time on All American Cooking. Bye-bye.